What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and I just finished up watching Nordine Oubaali versus Nonito Donaire, which is a 12-rounder for the WBC Bantamweight World Championship, and this fight was Saturday, May 29th, from the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California, and this fight was broadcasted on Showtime, and in this fight, Nonito Donaire was able to knock out Nordine Oubaali in the 4th round with a lethal hook, and then he becomes the new WBC Bantamweight World Champion, and he makes history by becoming the oldest ever bantamweight champion in boxing history. What a performance this was from the Nonito Donaire from the 3rd round on. I mean, the first 2 rounds actually were fairly clear in favor of Nordine Oubaali. I mean, he was stepping inside on the outside, jabbing to the body, landing shots overhead, and he looked like the more slick and better man. But then in that 3rd round, Nordine Oubaali gets caught by a beautiful hook from Donaire, and he gets dropped. Then he gets back up, and in the last seconds of the 3rd round, he gets shut down, dropped, and I thought he got put to sleep where he couldn't have not gotten up. I mean, it was like Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder 1 all over again. He got dropped. I thought he was out. He was not out. He got back up. Props to him. And then referee Jack Reese let the fight continue at the end of the round. And he got that minute recovery time. But then he came back out, still legs wobbly, and Nonito Donaire jumped on him and got the finish. And I believe it was a hook or an uppercut that got the job done. But nonetheless, great performance from Nonito Donaire. I did predict that Oubaali would win this fight via split decision, and it was looking that way because the first 2 rounds were, as I said before, clear in favor of Oubaali, and that 3rd round is sort of going in Donaire's favor up until he scored the knockdown, obviously, which obviously made it more clear in favor of him. But yeah, I did at least mention in my prediction video that I could have seen a Nonito Donaire stoppage, but obviously that was not my final pick. But I thought that if Donaire were to get a stoppage, it would happen later on in the fight, like from rounds 8 to round 9. But it happened way earlier, and I have no clue how Oubaali got up from that 2nd knockdown. I'm still pondering it because, I mean, that was a shot that sent him into orbit. I mean, it knocked his soul out of his body. I mean, what a shot that was. Definitely one of the greatest knockdowns of the year. I mean, I could have called that knockout of the year if Jack Reese stopped the fight. I mean, what a shot that was. But what is next for Nonito Donaire after once again becoming a world champion and becoming the oldest champion at bantamweight ever? I think he's going to try and make that fight with Naoya Inoue. I know Inoue's busy with a fight on Top Rank. I believe it's on June 30th. But it's against an opponent that he should get past fairly easily. But, yeah, I think after that fight, he wouldn't really have a problem making a undisputed title fight against, or should I say unified title fight against Nonito Donaire, because John Casemiro does hold the WBO world title. And that means 2 of the 3 champions at bantamweight are from the Philippines, and I would love to see that fight happen. And who knows, if they can make that fight in the Philippines, it could sell out thousands, maybe even break the record of like 100,000 people or something like that in the Philippines in an arena, or should I say stadium. That would be a huge fight there, but it would obviously happen in the U.S. on Showtime, but that would be a great fight. I would love to see it. I would love to see Donaire fight any of the champions. Inoue, Casemiro, those would make for tremendous fights, and Donaire just proved here that he's back in the mix after that nearly 2-year layoff after losing to Naoya Inoue in their first outing, which was a 2019 Classic. He did prove that he is back, and he is the man at 118, and he's back for vengeance, and he's back to become a unified, if not undisputed, champion. But what is next for the loser here? Nordine Oubaali, losing his world title. He's still 34 years old. He has some time left. I mean, he's still a good fighter, nonetheless. I mean, he's a very, very slick and well-skilled boxer. He doesn't really have a lot of power, and he did show that here because he was really hitting Donaire flush and wasn't really causing too much damage. But he's still a really good fighter, as I said before. He's an Olympian. And he's got a lot of skill, and I could definitely see him coming back and beating some of the top guys, as he's already got a victory over, like, arguably a top 5, top 10 guy in Takuma Inoue. I would love to see him come back on Showtime or something like that to possibly fight like a Jason Maloney. I would like to see that fight, you know? Maybe even if he switches the ship to Top Rank or something like that, crosses platforms, that would still be a good fight. I would love to see him fight someone sort of top tier like a Maloney or something like that. So overall, Nonito Donaire knocks out Nordine Oubaali in the 4th round to become the new WBC Bantamweight World Champion and to make history by becoming the oldest ever Bantamweight champion in history. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.